Christmas holiday. Helen Joseph Dwight Anderson. Susie Badney Peterson. Sylvia Florence Bailey. Mr. Thomas One Man Man. Ziggy Top. Rudy Shelterbrand. Ohalo Williams. Blinky. James D. Joe Paris. Edward Simmons. Lloyd Graffett. Archie Thomas. King Derby. Wesley Thomas. Milo. Stanley. Great Chanel. Fiona Watson. Miss Harris. Willie White. Beryl Francis. Ethel McIntosh. And many more. Too numerous to mention. Brownie. We thank you. Good thing.
Yeah, folks, I did my duty today. All right, so I still have my job. Oh, Lordy me, I tell you.
You still got a job?
Yeah, man.
And they looking to fire you?
Oh, Lordy me. Now, see, now you're outing me to the public that I got to work multiple jobs to.
Yeah, because I just realized something.
Oh, my goodness, talk to me.
Talk
To me. As long as they ain't putting my business industry.
No, I ain't gonna air your dirty laundry.
Okay.
I ain't like that.
Okay, you ain't like that.
No, I ain't like that. I would never do you that
Okay,
until you do me that.
okay.
Then our gloves are off. Did you realize, right, that July 26, 1990 was the date that the ADA was signed into law?
Ah, yeah. Not only that, Jerry. Not only that, but I see people running up and down talking about ADA like it just invent.
Well, I've been privy to something this week that they claim this is Disability Pride Month.
Disability Pride
Month, yeah. But they ain't do nothing for it. They just start with the CEPA thing last minute to me, and they're trying to explain to me that they started at the beginning of the month.
No.
That's unacceptable.
No.
The
month started at the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
But they weren't doing nothing.
That's unacceptable. Unacceptable, my boy. Is it? They should have gone from last month or the month before, spoken to the chief executive of the Virgin Islands, and get this month
What you know?
allocated as Disability Pride Month. They don't do it for everything else.
But what you know? We got a video that would feed two birds with one seed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe we need to show them this video and see if maybe on the 29th they could debut it or something.
I guess so.
Because hey, it just shows that not only we have that law, but we have the other law. I ain't outing nothing right this minute. But public safety missing out. Somebody else gonna take their cheese.
Somebody gotta step up to the plate.
I need to contact graduate again because somebody gonna thief their cheese.
Okay then. Yeah, because I just was privy to a thing yesterday at Independent Living, and I was like, really? Don't this seem kind of last minute?
It is last minute, Jerry. It is last minute. Let's let them pretend to save face some kind of how, but we know what the real deal is. Okay. We know what the real deal is. So we're going to just leave that alone. And leave it alone. We're going to just plan something different. Once upon a time, we had a group of people who used to get together every now and then, as disgusting as some of them was. We had a chance that maybe something could have get done, right? We need some kind of internal committee. And you know what I say we, because I have my disability too. All right? So, I can't say you.
Well, in all seriousness, I'm trying to put together a crew.
Okay.
But it's been slow coming because some of these people, boy. Anyway.
here today and can't find him tomorrow, and then I show up out of the blue the next day.
Yeah, something like that. You know, but part of it is me trying to educate at the same time
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, some people are not familiar with the 5 titles of the ADA, which is, you know, and so you don't have to explain certain things to some of these people because they don't know their rights and they feel they don't have any.
That's the bad part, when they're feeling they don't have any.
Yeah. So you can't advocate if you don't know. You understand?
Exactly.
So a lot of it is education. So as soon as I bring everybody up to speed, hopefully I'll have enough people there that we can start something like similar to what we had in the past.
Okay.
You know, so hopefully we'll get there
Hopefully.
once more.
Okay.
And these are a younger set of people, so they shouldn't be checking out so soon.
Well, that's great. That's great. I look forward to meeting some of these people and hopefully getting them on board with what you're talking about, and so we could move forward.
Yeah, I hope I get them together before I check out.
Brother, you ain't going nowhere. You remember one thing for sure, you got to ask permission first, okay?
From who? From who?
Okay, all right. You've been told. You can't say you didn't know.
From Miss Evelyn?
You can't say you
The,
didn't know.
the young Miss Evelyn that thinks she's my boss?
All right. Okay, but you can't say you didn't know. That's the point.
Can't say I didn't know.
You can't say you didn't
I
know.
could say I didn't hear.
Keep it up with them. You use your own cane on him. Okay?
She tried that this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Then she take off running when she realized that ain't gonna work. She might get a cane instead.
Oh, Lordy be. Okay. All right. Well,
She said, Daddy, you don't act like you could see. I said, no, I smell you.
you know, like you say that, Gerald, I
Mhm.
just want to say to people, you know, when you wear cologne and perfume, you come around somebody who can't see, they're going to know who you be. Because these people will be there, I see them trying to sneak up on you and thing. And you calling them out just so, like you just watch them. But they ain't put the 2 plus 2 together. You know, they have the telltale perfume and this and that and the other, and they want to be, you know, like unseen. They don't understand that they already been seen.
She gonna bust me. She gonna bust me this dog. She said, so you know your picnic? I said, well, I ain't got to. I know the scent of my picnic.
All right, okay.
You know, you ever see one?
Hey, brother, while we at it, I want to say to these folks on the road, please slow down. Please. Okay, slow down. Jerry,
Mm-hmm.
I coming home yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm coming over that same hill where you saved my life coming down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I put on my signal light to turn, and the person behind me nearly butt up in me because they thinking I'm going to speed to go through the green light that I at the time coming down the hill now. This is a white Jeep. I got the license plate, but I'm going to protect the innocent for now. Okay? The person there on my tail, they like, I moving too slow for them. Jerry got a line of car in front of me. I could see if I were doing a derby on them, you know, creating this long line of traffic.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing that. I
Right.
couldn't go. I can't go through the people them in front of me.
I got one better.
Talk to me.
One is Vitron bus running in the back of somebody.
Oh Lordy, D.
Tuesday.
She winning it?
Oh my goodness. Nobody hot, right? That's
Nobody
it.
hot.
Nobody hot.
The bus just had a smile on it for a day or two.
All right, good thing, good thing. Things will happen, and when they end well, I'm especially happy because things will happen as human beings will be. Okay. Now, we're supposed to have a guest today, I guess around 9 o'clock. Everything worked out right. And, hey, I brought in some gooseberry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I brought in some gooseberry because it's been a while. And what happened is I got this fridge that full of gooseberry. Now, Jerry, if I go back home now and the door broke down and the fridge gone, you know what happened, right?
I ain't see nothing.
Full of gooseberry. And I said, dog, we got to get back in the groove, man. Bring our guests in. And this is why you want to be at WSTX Live. When you come here live with me, you will leave with a sweet taste in your mouth. Okay? And if you're diabetic like that you shouldn't be even messing with the gooseberry, you will take it anyhow and give it to somebody as a random act of kindness.
Yeah, don't pack, man, though.
But you got to. You got to. Life is too short.
That is so true.
Anyhow, I got some new friends in Holland now.
In Holland.
Yeah. I need to go to Holland and visit. Okay? And I got an outsider's view of Amsterdam. Okay, there's a certain place in Amsterdam that let me put it this way. People are going window shopping. Okay? Anyhow. Me buying nothing. Okay? Alright. So anyhow, it was interesting because I got a chance to see Amsterdam in motion. Okay. But yeah, there and a couple other countries in the process while they're over there. That's the great thing with WhatsApp, you know. You could be anywhere in the world and you could make a connection. In that sense. So it's all good. But yeah, it just says, well, I've been to Denmark and there's so much more all around Denmark that I guess I need to go back. I need to conjure up Doc and tell you he gotta come back and let me go again. Okay.
Well, you could go with your Jumbi Jamboree. I will stay here.
You'll stay here.
Yeah.
No man. If I go, you come in too. Okay.
No. Keep your Jumbi. I don't travel with Jumbi. Here you're gonna say you're gonna conjure up Doc.
If I go, you come in too. Okay. All right. I gonna make sure.
Well, I tell you right now, if that come in, I stay in.
Don't be like that, brother. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Keep an open mind. You have a great time.
No, I cherish his memory, but we don't need him coming back.
Okay.
He don't got.
All right. Well, I'll take your word for it. Okay. I'll take your word for it. In that sense. Okay. Yeah. All right. So. Nope. All right. So, now we do what we gotta do. Got a camera here that frees up on me, but that's okay. Anyhow, if nothing else, I could see this cute, handsome, debonair, does always dressed dapper person on the screen. Okay, and I wonder who that might be.
Dog, you're dressed up today?
You're hoping 'tis me? I don't think you'll get that lucky today.
You dress up today, man.
So
I hear you.
all right.
So, Dog, what's on the calendar this week, man?
Well, I'm getting ready to check here in a second. What's going on Synchro? Well, oh my. I've been hearing about this exhibit that's going to open up down at the Landmark Society, the Win Great House. But I ain't get an invitation yet. When I get the invitation, then I could give a little bit more information. But for now, I just tell you keep your ears open. Something apparently going on. They just don't want me to know. I ain't know why that is, but for whatever reason, they don't want me to know. So.
Then why you rat out?
Huh?
Then why you the rat?
Oh Lordy me, I could keep some secrets, you know, the ones where I gonna die if I tell you know? I can keep some. Okay, but let's look at the community calendar here for a quick minute. It's really, we got a little bit of catching up to do when it comes to the community calendar, folks. If your favorite organization, whether it be a church, a youth organization, a sporting organization, or just go out and have a barbecue every year and it's a tradition, you need to let us know here at WSTX, because we talk about things that are going on in the community. We promote things going on in the community, and unlike a lot of other places, that kind of stuff does happen, and there ain't no kind of like charge. Our goal is to get community information out there. All right. So now, I don't even know when you look at what's going on in terms of summer camps and everything else, everything there in full motion. Now, we have this salsa festival coming up, and I'm watching these things unfold. We had the where it was now the party festival the other day. Yeah, and I heard it was jam packed, like it was fair going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. Mango Mele, that's another one. Mango Mele was jam packed like it was fair going on, and it's fantastic when we have these things going on that we can share with the community, because that's how you do it.
Well, I gonna start a roti festival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hear that. I'll be coming. I'll be coming. Yeah. I mean, one day, Jerry take me to get a roti, and I get a goat roti, and lordy be, it was good, folks. It was good. It was good. I would eat that roti again and again and again. Except I could only eat it once. Oh Lordy me. What are you gonna do, Jerry? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you know what hooked me to that roti? I went and I got me a shrimp. Right? And normally you say these people are putting some blatty small shrimp in the roti.
Mm-hmm.
But normally when you go, that's what I do. But when I take up, I bite into the thing, I say, but wait. I bite good. When I take the taste, I say, this big piece of thing in a potato is a shrimp. They make their roti with jumbo shrimp.
Oh, so you got your money's worth.
Yes.
You got your money's worth. Well, that's great.
I say, yeah, I'm gonna be a repeat offender. Once you could do that, yeah, I coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I bought roti, shrimp roti before, and I'm looking for the shrimp and can't find it. I know I'm blind, but I can't find it.
You're not that blind.
Can't find the shrimp.
Okay.
It was shrimp flavored roti. I said, well, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, see, I talk about Landmark Society, and just so I look here on my Facebook memories, and boom, there it is from July 2019. Yeah, July 2019. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Anyhow, That's the way it is. That's the way it
I
is.
gotta watch you, man. You really conjure up things.
Anyhow, let me take a look here at St. Croix happening. That's one of the places that I go to find things going on. And I keep seeing this thing about festivals of the bands coming up here at the Frederiksted waterfront. Okay, it's a paid event, but just so you know, July 22nd, 2023, we got that coming up. But before we even get that far down, when we leave here today, we going someplace, right?
Yeah.
Where we going?
Department of Labor.
We're going to Department of Labor because coincidentally, what going on there today? Coincidentally, you're pulling it up.
Disability. What be disability job round table?
Yeah.
For persons is a job fair. Basically, it's a job fair for persons with disabilities.
Well, let me just say this, right? First of all, okay, I gonna say the quiet part out loud. You got too much people in this community that say that people with disabilities supposed to stay home. What are you talking about going to work for? All right, and this is part of the mindset and the prejudice or whatever that we have to work through to get someplace positive. Right? We gotta get someplace positive. But there's something else going on today also. We have the comprehensive plan for the land and water use plan, and that's going to be done at UVI at the Great Hall.
The Great Hall, yeah.
Yep, and that's this evening from 5:30 to 7:30. Of course, the one we were talking about earlier, the disability fair, is going to be at it's starting at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
So we running out of here to run down the road and check that out in the process. Okay.
But you know, Doug, I'm not cutting you off. I was a bit perturbed yesterday because an individual with a disability told one of the ladies that was at the center telling us about this this thing today. He said if he have to do anything, he wants to volunteer because he don't see why we should take up space from the young people.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I was like, but wait, I said, you're allergic to money? You know what I mean? A little monetary, what you would say, in
Well, okay, let's look at it a different way. Would the person who said that be in some way considered an elder?
not really.
Not really? That's interesting.
I mean, he's older, but he's not an elder to say, well, he's a
No, but
older guy.
I'm saying that because very often you hear the thing, give the young people them a chance.
I agree.
So it may just be that he's expressing himself in that context. Now, you know, there's a thing called a concept called self-hate.
Self-hate?
Yeah. When people start advocating in a way that somehow is against not just their interests, but against maybe them as a class, as a group, as a designation, there are people who are out there who will say that a person with a disability should stay home, and the person who's saying that is a person with a disability. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
So, after years and years and years of conditioning and prejudice and so forth, it's possible for some people to get to the point where they they get the syndrome. I forget what it's called. you know.
Well,
But you know, they become conditioned to espouse things that you'll never expect. So I would tell you to look at it that way, because the reality is variety is the spice of life.
Mhm.
The diversity is the spice of coexistence,
Mhm.
and what all the good things that come out of it. And in that sense, everybody has something to offer. Now, you don't come up here from Frederickston. I want you to tell that Vitram bus that I'm going to stop by that gas station, right there by the Wim intersection,
Mhm.
okay, and pick up some donuts. Okay?
Mhm.
All right. But I coming up the road the other day, and I think I said to you, is you I were talking about donuts? I got donuts on the brain. Okay?
Probably.
All right. But I say that there was a posting by Crucian Donuts.
Mhm.
Okay, it was an advertisement kind of posting on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Yeah, so they're talking about a donuts extravaganza.
Mhm.
Okay, and they're having an upcoming sale on August 5th, which is right around the corner. All right? But this is not something you just show up and get your donuts. You have to order them because, of course, they have to make them and they don't want to be that they're running out and this, that, and the other. So, I just will just tell you that if you got PayPal, you got an ATH card, you have a Cash App, and you have Apple Pay, it don't matter. They got donuts for you. And they got this picture, this poster, man. Here are these
Mhm.
donuts with the chocolate on the top of it, and you know how you run it down the side,
Uh-huh.
and then it got the sprinkles on it,
Uh-huh.
and then it got a chocolate ball sprinkled at there in the middle of one of them, and it's like, oh my goodness. I
Uh-huh.
came in here with a commitment to my diet, and just all my commitment is being challenged. All right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Looks nice. Looks nice. Looks nice.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. Anyhow.
So, in changing from that subject, I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
I either volunteer. I have no problem with volunteering. But, good morning. A little monetary, what you would say, incentive
Mm-hmm.
is always nice,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because as I say, money don't fight money. Meaning, if you got a little change, anything you get is more on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It don't fight.
Exactly. I'm right there. I'm right there with you. The thinking of somehow it is nobody's taking up space. First of all, you know, I
Yeah.
go like, okay, what is this?
We getting the phone ringing.
What is this? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, somebody else got it. Okay. It says ring it off by ringing loud like that. Okay.
Remember, it's something news.
Okay. Anyhow, I got a new phone in the studio and I'm afraid to touch it. You know how it is? You know, I'm afraid to touch it. But eventually I will get comfortable with it and
Well, you know, I'm not touching it at all, so I stay away from that stuff.
okay.
So-
now you're going to tell that and shoot, but anyhow, you're going to tell that and shoot.
I have my own phone right here.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and it's electronic, so
Yeah, but
okay.
I ain't touching that phone that you got over there.
Oh, okay.
This is my mobile computer, you
Oh.
can say.
Okay. All right. I'll let you slide with that one. I'll let you slide with that one. Okay. So,
Which is surprised I ain't get no text today.
all right.
I guess
Well-
I'm behaving myself.
Okay. Well, we on the 9 o'clock hour we're gonna have some guests. It sounds like they're in the house and okay, and it sound like they got some voices with them.
Sounds that way.
Which is always good. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna have some interesting conversation here this morning. All right. I got a keyboard here that don't want to be here, Jared. Every time I want to press this B, I press in a B and nothing happening.
Uh-oh.
And I want to know what it is I do to this B that it don't want to work for me.
Ain't like you.
Hmm. What I do to B, Jared?
I don't know. It probably ain't like you.
Anyhow, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna to play us a little music for a minute or two here. Okay, I want to play this song we haven't played for quite some time. I'm gonna deliberately tell an untruth because we have played it recently, but
Mhm.
it just plays right into what we're talking about, human nature. You know, somehow or the other, somebody always gonna be complaining. Okay, somehow or the other, people gonna be saying something negative. But on the other hand, it's always those out there who saying something positive, and those who doing something constructive about things other people might complain about, right?
True.
But somehow or the other, we don't hear as much about those people as we do about the ones who are on the other side, right? I tell people just, hey, don't even take it on. Don't even take it on. It's called human nature. No matter. Jerry, you ever had somebody that you explain something to them and why it's in their best interest not to do this or their best interest to do something else? And
Mhm.
then 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, they're right back doing it again?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's their nature and you're alone to leave them alone. Right?
Yeah, they don't, as I say, you don't acclimate it into it. So
Mm-hmm. Let them go.
I
Let them
rest
go.
my case.
Anyhow, so let's give him a little bit of human nature music here. All right. Here we go.
always meeting people who wants me to recommend a holiday resort for them when they have vacation to spend. I always tell them truly, if you want to have fun and joy, visit the Virgin Islands, the queen of them all, St. Croix. Hey, St. Croix is a lovely island, yes. St. Croix, ideal for vacation. How can you miss an opportunity like this, Mr. Tourist? I'm going to insist, boy. Come to St. Croix, oh Lordy. Come to St. Croix, oh boy. Come to St. Croix, why you talking? For snorkeling and sailing, it is my belief you will be enchanted by the lovely Buck Island Reef. Then back to your hotel, so comfortable and clean. You never want to go back home, you want to stay here in the Caribbean. St. Croix, for duty-free liquor. Yes, St. Croix, perfume and jewelry is cheaper. How can you miss an opportunity like this, Mr. Tourist? I'm going to insist. What you say? Come to St. Croix, oh Lord. Come to St. Croix, aha. Come to St. Croix, why you talking? Like it. Dimitri Coleman, yeah. Hey boy, Calypso and Steampan will tell you it's carnival. Beauty queens parading, I say you can't miss this festival. It starts around Christmas until January the 8th. So make your reservations now before it gets too late. St. Croix, if you like sea bathing. St. Croix, for spear fishing and some riding. How can you miss an opportunity like this, Mr. Tourist? I'm going to insist. Why you talking? Come to St. Croix, oh boy. Come to St. Croix. Bring your mother. Bring down your father and your brother. Don't forget your sister. Come to St. Croix. Oh, Lord, Lord.
All right, folks. Yes, the one and only, the legendary Jack Peterson doing it here for us. Okay. Yeah. We got a studio full of energy. It's like, all right. We look up and we pray for manna, and instead of manna, we got a bunch of young people that just rocking here, and all the positive vibes and everything else. So negative people like Gerard and whatever could just influence and be positive, right? Anyhow, Anyhow,
Yeah.
I watch you good, you know, 'cause he had that thing there that he move around with, but sometimes he don't want to use it as a weapon.
You'll take liberty when people are wrong to see.
Anyhow, folks, you know WSTX, your community-minded station, we streaming on Facebook, which is great because you can see some of these faces. Of course, we are also on YouTube at Douglas Canton, so that if you don't have that special pass that Facebook wants, you could see it anyhow, okay? So you could come in as a VIP one time and see it all. But I invite you to take a look and look at some of these faces, you know. So you know, recognize they can't even share, you know, young adults. Okay?
Yeah, the mic has an echo.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check and see what's going on with that in a second. But we'll get that taken care of. Okay. Alright. Okay, that's what it is. Good thing. So we have a decision to make. Because somebody said they'd like to share, but I don't know after they find out what it is they're going to share, if they're going to feel interested in sharing. But anyhow, before we get to that, rewind. Okay, DJ, with my song, my rewind song, man. Okay, anyhow, for those of you who didn't know that Jared was is a DJ. Anyhow,
I retire.
you retired. Anyhow, I have three very bright, vibrant faces in front of me, and I'm going to turn this station over to you folks. Okay, you're going to introduce yourself, and you're going to introduce the topic because everybody needs to hear what you got to talk about, and then maybe I might have a question. You know, Jared, he can't keep still. He might ask something. Okay, but anyhow, it's yours. Who's going first? All
Good
right.
morning. My name is Safari Emmanuel. I'm the Resident Wellness and Empowerment Coordinator here at the Virgin Islands Housing Authority.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Curtis Lewis. I am the Marketing and Communications Specialist at the Virgin Islands Housing Authority in the Resident Wellness and Empowerment Department.
Happy Thursday, Virgin Islands. This is Ajani Azibo Brown, the Strategic Initiatives and Program Coordinator for the Resident Wellness and Empowerment Department. It's a pleasure to be here today.
All right. I keep hearing this one word, wellness, wellness, wellness. I had know we had need help in here, right?
That's what it's all about, wellness.
All right. Well, take it and run with it, folks.
Well, we're here on our Act, Learn, Pivot media campaign, giving the Virgin Islands people an update about the Bright Path Plan. And the Bright Path Plan is a strategic plan that's been in place from about 2021, 2022. Our director and members came and made media runs and enlightened the folks about what Bright Path is. So we're just here today to give you guys an update about how things have been going with Bright Path. And you know, I'll have our coordinator here from she deals directly with the residents that's living in the communities. She's going to tell you about the work that she's been doing. You know, a little bit about what Bright Path really is and how it affects the lives of people living in the communities of the Public Housing Authority. And then we have our resident council coordinator here. He deals with the resident councils and kind of rallies everyone together around a cause and give the residents a voice so that they could be able to feel like they're being heard in a sense, you know, and empower them in that direction.
Sound like a Johnny gonna be coming back here regular.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Along with the councils.
Along with the council. All right, good. Yeah, no. That's you know, when you use that word wellness, you know, it's one of the things that people either take for granted on one side that you have it or you don't have it, but they're busy looking about food and transportation and this and that. And so that ain't really what people talk about like that. No. So having you here, first of all, to talk about it is important, but they follow through. Now, you say your director was out before, like 2 years ago. Tell your director that somebody at WSTX had a beef with them because it didn't see them in WSTX. Not that it wasn't here. It's just that they snub a certain show or something like that. Anyhow, tell them
Me blame
don't.
her. She come because I there now. check that.
You see how they have me here, okay?
Take that.
Anyhow.
Doug, real quick, I have to also remember that we have our Housing Choice Voucher Program Executive Director on. She's going to be calling in this morning as well. Joining us, she is in the St. Thomas District.
Okay.
So she's not live in the studio with us here this morning.
Is she here?
She said she's on hold, I believe.
Okay. I think I took her off a hold. Let me see. Okay. All right. If she's not on hold, then she can call back. Okay. If she's not on hold, we got something going on here. What we have in here is a new phone and an old brain.
Yeah, I need
no.
I need
an
to
aging brain.
I need to teach him how to work it.
Okay. Anyhow. Coming right to that. Next time we're gonna bring her in the studio because what we're gonna do is we're gonna send a link. Okay. So we press line 1 and press speaker. Okay. Anybody there? Okay. I'm gonna have to have my engineer come in here and take care of this one. It got this new phone thing here. I don't. Okay, so let the engineer come in here and see. You know how it is to get new thing in the house and ain't even give me no directions, no nothing to read, no nothing, whatever. So anyhow, I gonna let the engineer take care of that. Well, IT is one thing, but new phone is another. You know, I will tell you folks, right? I make this joke about my grandmother, right? We bought her a brand new microwave, okay, and everything else, and she's so happy to have this microwave. And a couple minutes later, we hear pop 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 because she put a pot in the microwave, a regular metal pot in the microwave, right? So, okay, Granny, you're getting back at me today. Okay. So if I had laughed, then you're getting back at me now. Okay. Okay. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you here. Okay. And what I just can't get enough of the message that you all are coming in here with today. And so the door is flung wide open that you know, within the next 3 months I should expect to hear an update, okay, in that regards. But also, we would love to have your face in a place, but we can do it by way of teleconference next time. All right? Good thing?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right. It is always good. All right. Okay. Well, welcome to WSTX. And at this time, you know, the mic is yours. These young people might want to try and hug it, but it's yours.
We'll share. Good morning to everyone. My name is Akela Anthony. I'm the director of the Housing Choice Voucher Program here at the Virgin Islands Housing Authority. And thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about the Housing Choice Voucher Program. And the Housing Choice Voucher Program, most people know the program as the Section 8 program. Mm-hmm. We provide assistance for low-income families to rent private units in the territory and off-island. And we do that by providing payment to landlords on behalf of families who qualify for the program. So the families become eligible for our program. They select a unit in the private market. We enter into a contract with the landlord, and then we pay a portion, or if not, sometimes all of the rent to the landlord on behalf of the family. And we're looking for new landlords, and that's one of the things that we're focused on this year and throughout the end of the year in order to grow our program, because we do have the capacity to help additional families, and we really want to do so. So one of the things that we've embarked on is launching a landlord incentive program, which would allow us to pay a landlord $1,000 if they bring a new unit onto our program to help any of our families on our program. And wanted to just let the general public know that if they have rental units available, that the Virgin Islands Housing Authority would definitely like to come out and take a look and link those landlords to the families who are looking for new units and offer the incentive. And we also know that the program, there's a lot going on with it, and our doors are open to allow landlords to meet with us virtually. And we can do so on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. in a virtual fashion and tell you all about the program, answer any questions or concerns that you may have, or just to help you to more understand our practices and what our goals are for our program. We work very closely with our Residents Wellness and Empowerment Department. Those are actually the people that got me on here with you today, so they linked me up with you completely. And they're providing services for our families as well. So we encourage landlords to call us at our offices. We encourage them to send us the emails just so that we can be able to have those families look at those units. We offer free advertisement for units. We offer free inspections for units. And we also offer that support that a landlord and a tenant may need as they transition into a new home.
All right, fantastic, fantastic. All right. Well, I have a confession to make, okay? And the confession is that I have had the opportunity to work with Section 8 on occasion. And in fact, we currently have an apartment that is rented out through Section 8. And we got the best tenant ever, okay? And I'm saying that whoever might hear whatever else, I telling you, we got the best tenant ever. Takes good care of our place and whatever. Sometimes I have to tell them, wait, no, call me and let me do that. You know, in that regard. So for whatever it's worth in that regards, you know, because anything negative you always hear about. You know, the good things very often you don't hear about. Okay. Right. All right. Good thing. Well, we appreciate having you on here with us and having your face in the place the next time. And definitely, Section 8 is one of those things, especially for landlords, that we have to keep ringing this bell, okay? Because we have folks on St. Croix that have places that are sitting idle that have possibilities in terms of regular income coming in through Section 8. All right, so in that sense, you know, I'll be one of those out here who's advocating for landlords to give it a try. All right, we have a serious need, and I know that the governor is working hard on his end in terms of trying to increase the housing stock and in that regards in general by new buildings or ways that people can fixer uppers and have a home that way. So we are attacking it from all these different angles. So it's great to have you guys in here to talk. Okay, all right, but it's not for me. I'm always here. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Mike is yours.
Definitely. Good morning again, everyone. My name is Safari Emmanuel, resident coordinator here at VIHA. When I started VIHA, it was December of last year, and it was just basically knowing the Bright Path plan. So learning the 8 dimensions of wellness, which is physical, social, emotional, mental, environmental wellness. I was actually getting to know this wonderful staff, which I have the opportunity to work with. I'm building relationships with different organizations, and one of the most important things is building the relationship with the residents, letting them know I'm not here to judge you, I'm just here to support you based on your 8 dimensions of wellness. How can I connect you to different organizations? So I have partnered with Department of Human Services, Department of Health, local churches. Like if they have any donations, they call me like, hey, Miss Emmanuel, I have donations for you to give. So it's really, really important in building those relationships. When I meet with residents, I connect them on a wellness assessment. On the wellness assessment, I get to view them on your 8 dimensional wellness. How are you doing in your environmental? How are you doing in your social wellness? So it's really building those relationships with those residents. And you know, I check on them every weekly. How are you doing? How can I assist you? So it's a really important job that I'm doing, and also bringing different organizations into our community.
All right. Question.
Yes.
Do you have anyone in your community with a disability?
Yes.
And have you contacted
Speak up a little louder.
Have you contacted the Center for Independent Living?
So I contact the Department of Human Services, and what Department of Human Services do, they actually come in to the community. So for instance, I have let me tell you a story about one of my residents. He is actually diabetic and he's kind of blind in one eye. So I contact Department of Human Services to come into his home. I also contact Department of Health to give him glucose level tested and diabetic level tested. So they can check his sugars, make sure he's doing good, and make sure that he's regularly checked.
You know what you sound like? You sound like family. That's what you sound like family. And I mean, and this is, ages ago, a child was born in the Virgin Islands, I know for sure, in St. Croix. They had nurses that used to go out and visit, okay, the mother, check on the child, this type of thing, all right? And that's wonderful because it helps to maintain that web of the village, the community, that type of thing. And so when I hear you and this strategy and how you make it work, that's what I hear. Family, through that extended support that's in the community.
Most definitely. And I like to tell everyone, the resident deserves to be heard. So when they sit in my office, I'm like, this is a safe zone. You signed the confidentiality agreement form, and I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to support you. How can I help you? How can I make? Because they live in this community. So how can I make this community better for you to live? Because the ultimate goal is to improve the residents' quality of life.
Great.
And that's where I come in. I go to the apartment, I'm like, hey, I'm just checking up on you. How are you doing? I'm just showing my face and I mean to bother you. And they like that. I also work with 5 communities. I have Joseph E. James, which is an elderly community by Diamond Ruby. I work with John F. Kennedy, David Hamilton Jackson, Alfonso Piquet Gerard, and Mount Pleasant. So those are the 5 communities that, I'm in charge in. So that's why I definitely like going, seeing them in faces, like, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? How your day going? Every Friday,
Jared,
I make sure that I check on the residents.
You could tell from just how Bobby how she do it. Happy to see her every time she comes around.
That's just my personality.
Okay,
I have a very, that's just my
you
personality.
have to stay at VI housing for the rest of your life, because if you leave, some people gonna be grieving.
Well, that's the point. I really enjoy doing this type of work. I really enjoy connecting with the residents and hearing their stories. And just talking to them, they're humans. That's all it is,
Yeah.
So definitely connecting to them on a personal level. Like, I'm here for you, me here to judge you, me here to, I just want to put some positive energy into your life. So let's come and let's do this. Let's complete this wellness assessment.
Okay, well, here's another resource for you, right? You have a pen and paper there?
Well, we could do that at the end.
But,
but go ahead and tell us.
The Center for Independent Living, okay, the number is 778-7992. They can link up persons like that individual you're talking about with even more resources, like transportation, like Vitron Plus. You said he's blind in one eye,
So I gave him an application to Vitron Plus.
Okay.
So he could fill out. So I do work with, because I do have seniors who will pick up directly to their home. So definitely giving them application, helping them fill out the application too. Like if you need my assistance in helping you fill it out, then of course they have to go to the doctor and then drop it off. Do you need me, after you go to the doctor, do you need me to drop it off to the, to the Vitron agency, so it just really just taking
well,
that clean.
Before you leave, get my number. If you have any problems getting them certified, give me a call, because I will rattle their cages.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I will definitely take your information and take their contact information as well. So I really appreciate that. Because you see, that's what we're here for. We're here to connect these resources within our communities.
When they hear Mr. Evelyn calling, they'll run. They run like cockroach.
Quality of life. Quality of life. That's
improve the quality of life.
That's what it's about.
So yesterday I conducted a town hall meeting in our Diaz Heights Community Center, and it was with the 4-H program at the University of the Virgin Islands. They came out, they brought their health ambassadors and mentors to the community center. So it had children, parents, adults, everyone in the community center, and they learned how to make a healthy snack with rice cakes. They had they made it into a happy face with like vegetables, so it was really good healthy activity. We had refreshments, and even had a chance to win prizes, and we took a lot of pictures. Mr. Lewis took a lot of pictures of them engaging, eating. So it was a really fun activity, and I like to do these type of things. Like I like to see people, happy and that community love and building. So it was really good. So that's the type of things that we're trying to do, to bring these organizations within VIA community. Because sometimes transportation can be a barrier. So that's why I might reach out to VIA, for instance, and say, hey, I have a resident that needs a phone, or maybe one of them lifeline phone. Can you come into the community to sign up? And then VIA, what they do now is they take the information, then they bring the phone directly to the resident. So that's the type of work that we're doing here at our apartment in Resident Wellness and Apartment. How can we make your life easier? Because sometimes everyone's life can be a little difficult at times, but how can we bring those resources right to your doorstep? This Saturday coming up in our Ardea Heights community, we are having a wellness day event. So guys, please come out. It's going to be really good. We're going to have Department of Human Services, Department of Health, a bouncy house for the children. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have refreshments. And we're bringing those organizations within the community. And we're going to have a DJ so they can't miss it. They're going to have a big noise. And all they have to do is just walk right out of their doorstep to come to the big field and,
They're going to have bouncy house for big kids like me too?
Well,
We work on that for the next one.
yes. So that's what,
When is that again?
That's Saturday, 8 to 12.
From 8 to 12, 8
Yes.
in the morning to 12.
Ardea Heights community.
Okay, all right. Okay, so after the beach, maybe I could get Jared out to come
That's
down
right.
and see.
Wait.
And then we could go and visit your other friends that they zone you down at the farmers market.
Where you let me behave yourself. Another resource for that same individual can be the Talking Book Library. You ever heard about it? No?
It's right there by the legislature.
So,
Hush. Who asked you? I'm talking to the young lady. Have you ever heard about it? No.
I think I probably heard about it, because you can explain it a little better.
Okay, the Talking Book Library is known as the library for the blind or the physically impaired. If you're a person who suffers from blindness, dyslexia, or or you're physically impaired where you can't hold a book up, this library is for you. The books comes on cartridges that you stick in this player, and it's almost like audibles. The person talks or narrates the book to you. Okay, so somebody who is blind can read books. Somebody who has the dyslexia can listen and understand. So
you get to the most important part. How much it costs?
oh, it costs a lot. It's free. Everything you get there is free. Huh?
All right.
Vocational rehab?
Yeah, that's the name of the building, the organization that was there.
No.
Right on
No.
the corner when you come in.
Right across the street
when
from
you come
the
into
courthouse.
by Traco Mall.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on the corner.
Right
Right.
The old Wapa building.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But now that was the first most important thing. The next most important thing is that once you join that library, they can, and you want to read a new book, they send you a book every now and then, information. But it'll work with the U.S. Postal Service.
Yep.
So that they'll deliver the book then to you. So they don't have to be going to the library when this book done. They just put it in a pre-received package.
And
The mailman go with it. and
turn the
you-
card over, send
Mhm.
it back.
that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then you order whatever books you want to read, and next
Yeah.
thing you know, they show up at your doorstep.
Yeah, and you can order. You can get magazines like People magazines, Consumer Reports. I mean, even Playboy. Yes, yeah.
You read the articles too.
They read the articles. Yeah,
Nice,
they ain't got no
Alright,
pictures though.
nice. Can't see what's going on.
All right, now.
That's
You know,
You say you're
and-
blind, right?
And any
Yeah.
type of books, like I say, even 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, anything. History books, books on Malcolm X. I mean, just about anything you want to read, they have it. at the Talking Book Library.
Right. And I just want to stress
And it's
also,
for free.
yeah, it's free, but I also want to stress that in the context of quality of life and education, a lot of times we have children in our community who are having issues that are like dyslexia or something similar, and they need to know about this resource, that you can have a child that can either love to read or hate reading based on what they have available to them, and this is an excellent opportunity in that sense for
And there are some teachers that utilize it
Yep.
for their students.
Yep. Okay. Fantastic. All right.
So
Well, now,
the number there would be 718-2250. And the librarian's name is Nina Garcia.
okay. And if you're looking for somebody else on your team, Jared said that he's available. Okay.
Yeah, I could be the ADA coordinator.
All right.
Since I'm listening to Ian, I don't have one. You know.
But okay. All right. Good thing. Except that they have to let you take from 8 to 10 on Thursdays after coming. Okay. All right. I put in my restrictions from now. Okay.
Excuse me?
You forget the most important thing, the second thing.
The
How
second
much you
thing?
gonna bill?
Well, you see, I keep it that quiet. I hear you in the room.
All right. Good thing.
Oh no, let me rephrase that. I keep it quiet because I see you in the room.
I hear you.
All right. Okay. So tell us more. We're all ears. And
Yes, and when we get the assessments done, and after we get the residents empowered and everything like that, and we have a resident council. He gonna tell you his exact title, but he helps empower the residents in the community and rallies the troops. So Johnny Brown.
Yes.
Happy Thursday, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I am Johnny Azebo Brown, the Strategic Initiatives and Program Coordinator. In my role here at VIHA, I establish resident councils for each of the VIHA communities within our territory, as well as a resident commissioner for each district. The resident councils are a very important tool, you know. So far we've had 3 elections, Williams Delight, Oswald Harris Court, and Kerwin Terrace. The resident councils are so important though, because you hear just in my work with the residents within the communities, you hear like a lot of concerns. They bring up a lot of issues, and they want someone to go to you know, talk to this about, and sometimes they're not as trusting of the agency. So we've taken this route to implement resident councils, so they have somewhere to go to, you know. And the councils are made up of 5 people: a president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and assistant secretary.
That's fantastic, because, you know, like you said, they get together and they know what the problems is.
Exactly,
You know, they
exactly,
know what
and
the
they're
problems
within yeah.
is and that way you get in that direct interface like that. But you know, you guys raising the bar, you know. You guys are raising the bar in a most positive way, because one of the things you can hear in our community, and be literally devil's advocate, is a concern with customer service. Okay, well, you bring in the store to the people them and say, hey, you know, is it good enough? What else do you need? How can we help? And it's a form of customer service what you're doing. And not only that, for the government in terms of the interface with the community, for the tenants, it's a great opportunity to make sure everything working and everything is doing what needs to be done.
Exactly, because the councils act as an advocate, you know. So any issues that residents are having, whether it be like, you know, a work order that's gone unanswered, or a disagreement they may be having with one of their neighbors, they could go to the council and they'll resolve this. And then the council ain't just for bad things too, you know. They implement programs like after school care for the kids, maybe educational classes for anyone who's trying to get their GED or get the skills for employment. And then they also host community meetings monthly where they invite all the residents from the community out and they vote on issues of concern or issues of interest. You know, the presidents and the vice president and whatnot, they'll bring up these issues of interest or issues of concern, and you know, they vote on the next steps to take. They sit there and they have a vote as a community on, hey, this is how we're gonna deal with this, or we're gonna take that route.
All right. Well, you know, I gonna give out my address so I could come by, because it sounds like it'll be uplifting every time.
Very, very. I've participated in a few meetings, and Oswald Harris Court specifically, they even had Senator Blyden in there, so it's a real thing, and you know, that's how you get your voices heard, is the resident council. And we have some elections coming up as well. We're having another election for Williams Delight, but this one is specifically for the president position. Then we also have Aro Diaz. Then in St. Thomas, we have Pearson Gardens, Paul M. Pearson, and then we also have Estate Bavoni. All the applications are due by the 27th of this month, which is next week. So that's why we're trying to get out here and spread the word, you know. I've been canvassing within these communities, knocking door to door, speaking with residents, you know, talking to them, giving them that time to talk as well. And it's a very good experience just to get in there and, you know, speak with them.
All right. Well, this is definitely different, okay? In terms of, this is not your great-grandfather's housing, okay? This is a new generation, not just in terms of youthfulness, but a new generation of thinking. Tiff, your word?
New approach happening here.
Anyhow.
That is exactly what this is about.
Yeah, and it's time. It's time. It's long overdue. You know, so this is. Come on up and get a couple of words in. But this is long overdue, because this is taking us back. So from the time she started to talk, okay, and what I say, family, leading to community, you know, which means issues like crime or issues of child care or whatever, things that used to be somebody's complaint is now a community concern. All right, and bringing, in this case, you got a government agency that's directly involved and being proactive. Hey, you guys are the change we want to see. Okay?
You know something, Doug, I don't even think I have to come on, but good morning, Virgin Islands. My name is Emanuela Perez Casillas, and I am the interim director for this amazing team of individuals. But I also got an opportunity to lead this audacious push for ensuring that our residents' mindsets are shifting and developing into their own personal wellness, and helping them to advocate for themselves as a community, one, but also identify their own individual needs and desires and supporting that direction that they want to go. What I want to talk about is a couple of things that they highlighted that I'm going to talk about, the strategic approach that the authority is doing to support that. So Johnny talked about the development of the resident councils. So resident councils is not a new thing under housing. They have always had resident councils as a part of their infrastructure and the way that they serve. However, this is the first time that the authority has decided to say, you know what, we're going to fund these councils. No longer do you have to just become a council and figure out how you're going to get your own resources to be able to do, because in the past they had to fundraise, they had to, you know, go out there and get donors like all nonprofits. They're established nonprofits that now actually have a finance source, a funding source to continue doing the work. Now, we're not telling you we'll give you $1 million to operate. We're saying your units and your communities receive this amount of money per occupied unit. We're going to take that amount of money that's been given to the authority to serve you, to give back to you, to serve you. So $25 per occupied household is what the authority receives. That $25 per occupied household, and I keep stressing occupied household, because I don't want you to see 250 units and think that these people are getting $25 per 250 units. They're getting $25 per occupied unit. As we build our amount of people living in a community, that's more money that the councils have, and that kind of gives them a level of responsibility for keeping their community a place where people want to live. If you allow your community to go to the pits, Nobody gonna want to live there. Expect that you're gonna have a smaller funding source. So we're also funding it. And Doug, you know, hard work is great work. Helping to support, helping to organize, helping to advocate, but hard work is nothing without funding. And so the authority has put funding behind these initiatives. There's funding behind a Bright Path. We made sure we brought on a strong team in 2022. We've been hiring, and as a matter of fact, yesterday we have hit 100% capacity in this department. And for that, for me, it's like, finally, because Safara talked about the communities that she's serving, but there's another 5 communities that need to be served here in St. Croix and in the St. Thomas district. And so now we have another Safara coming on, hopefully next month. We have another Ida Mendez, because Ida Mendez is our current resident coordinator in the St. Thomas district. Another Ida Mendez is coming on in the St. Thomas district. We have our solution strategic person. We have our communication line in place, and we have a communication plan. This is actually, we're in the middle of our community engagement plan by coming on to you. And I humbly apologize for missing you the first time around. For the record.
There's no apology necessary.
I did not miss the station, but I absolutely missed the space. And now that this is an open space for us, we will never miss the Dog Canton Thursday space again.
Good,
okay,
good,
going
good.
forward as we share.
That was all love. That's
I know,
all love.
I know,
Okay.
and I just want to make sure you know that we love you too.
Right. Yeah. No. This is great, because when you say now they're being funded, you know, we want to send the idea that, well, it's not like everybody just get $25 in their hand, as opposed to the community now could plan an event, plan something that's supportive in the community, or they have something that's going to enhance the community, and all of a sudden now they have some place they could start with money's wise, you know, and to do it. And that's great, because they realize, you know, I actually could do something. I don't just have a title and have been marginalized because the first place we got to start is where the money going to come from to do this or that.
Right. So they have a stepping stone. They're stepping on a foundation.
Another thing I want to say is, you know, you go to budget hearings and they talk about how many positions and how many are unfilled and everything else. So for you to come in and say, well, we see 100%.
100% capacity.
Definitely, because that means it ain't just a job position, it's a person, somebody who's living here, working here, contributing through the government, contributing to the community, and that's what really matters. That's
and have really a plan. They're not just coming on and hoping that they do something good. Safara is working with a strategic plan. All of this work that she's doing, we have stepped out, looked at, analyzed, acted upon, put the supports in place for it to be happening, and executing it. So we're just in execution mode right now.
Well, you know, I am at that point where, you know, I've encountered you folks and it's like, wow, all of this going on. I am so happy to know. And for everybody that's here on the airwaves, internet, paying attention, I want them to know, because too often when you say government agency, whatever, people think in terms of either inefficiency or ineffectiveness or whatever. When you see it happening, you got to talk about it. You got to talk about it. When I had a little back and forth here with someone, one of our hosts, you know, we don't just have our little things, and he came in here and he get on the case for this organization. I said, wait. You ain't been there lately. This is not your grandfather's department. I ain't gonna call it department, whatever. You know, and so forth and so on. In fact, no, I won't call it department. That one was licensing and consumer affairs. You know? So no, because I went there and you had somebody bilingual. And it was, how may I help you, and this, that, and the other. And it's like, when you go someplace and they tell you, well, we ain't got what you want, but by the time I'm done with you, you're going to be so happy to have come here. And like another one, Department of Labor, I used to tell them they were so nice at that desk when you go in the building in trying to help people. I said, I almost make you want to come into the Department of Labor just to talk to them. You know, but I tell them, don't do that, because they got work to do. Yeah, it's always refreshing when you get that type of feedback and information and discussion in the community. Anything less than that always seem to always get a lot of attention and got a lot of good things going on in the community, and this is definitely a good thing. So I want to make sure that it proliferate and people know that, hey, let's gravitate to the good thing and let's fix the things that we don't.
And let's open our minds to what these different agencies that do. A lot of times you think housing is just units, buildings, you know, plumbing, electricity. but housing is also the people that live in there and those communities that contribute to the greater Virgin Islands community, because they do exist and we do exist.
And the more they own it and the more they advocate for it, the more likely it is it's going to receive the attention and the funding to be at that better stage.
And they're
you know?
empowered. They're
Yeah.
empowered and organized.
Yep.
And Ajani's making sure that that happens, that the resident councils are not just empowered but organized to make sure that they can collectively serve their communities bigger.
All right. Energy, 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 energy. All around you is energy. Which is
Energy don't move, right? What's
That's
Newton's
right.
law on energy? What's Newton's law on energy?
Yeah, that's
Huh?
right.
Energy is transferred.
That's
And
right.
so that's what we're doing. We're transferring this good energy into
Okay.
our communities.
Definitely, definitely, we are housing an entity in motion. Staying
I
in
like that.
motion.
Curtis, marketing guy. Next T-shirt. Next T-shirt. I like that.
All right, good thing, good thing.
Yes, and this does not stop with PHA. That's another thing I wanted. That's why we're here with Akela, because the Housing Choice Voucher Program, those residents are our residents also. And like she mentioned earlier, not only are we trying to get them housed and trying to get landlords online, but we want those residents to also know that you are being served. And as we grow out in 2024, we accept to send the same Bright Path program into those communities even more.
All right, good thing, good thing. It's all about community, and where you have community, you have more opportunities for family and extended family, and everybody looking out for everybody in the process. Yeah, you're gonna have your little disagreement every now and then, but that's.
But a
that-
disagreement is to
okay.
build us, you know. This is how we
Exactly,
don't power
exactly.
up of
Now
each
you have the
other.
vehicle by which you talk about it. You know,
Yes.
not cut up your eye and chops and go on about your business. Okay, talk about it and work it out.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, your director, you're still here with us? Okay.
I am. It's very hard to get rid of me.
Okay. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Anyhow,
I am still looking for new landlords.
all right. Good thing. Good
How-
thing.
Akela, can you share with the landlords in the community what they have to do to be able to become landlords? Because I think part of the rumor is that it's hard, right? Like you can't just become a landlord or Section 8 looking for all these things. So to help entice our future landlords.
Well, one of the first things in order to become a landlord is you just simply have to list your unit with us, and that's free. Just give us the information regarding your unit, and we put that on a listing that we give to all of our families that are looking for new units. And then the families approach the landlords directly about renting a unit, and because the unit is owned by that landlord and not the Virgin Islands Housing Authority, the landlord has the right and it's privileged to select the family of their choice. They can screen the family so that they could have the perfect match, just like you did, Mr. Douglas. That's why you have the perfect tenant, because you made that decision on your own. So we allow all our landlords to do that. And once they've done that, then they approach the agency together. Hey, we want to do this. We do have to come out and do an inspection. We do have to make sure that we're talking to the legal owner or owners of the property or their property. And then we go from there. We enter into a contract where we pay the landlord the subsidy on behalf of the family. But yes, there is some paperwork involved. We have to make sure that the rent that the landlords are charging is a reasonable rent when we compare that unit to unsubsidized units in our community, just to make sure that we're getting the bang for our buck. One of the things that we did in order to be able to help families have more buying power is we increased our payment standards, so that we know that the cost of rental units they've gone up in the territory since the storms and COVID. So we want to give our families a fair chance, and we also want to be fair to the landlords and ensure they're getting the right payment for their units according to the value of the unit. But it's fairly simple. Our landlord orientation sessions are available on Wednesdays at 10, or just call our office. Ask us those hard, challenging questions, or those things that you've been pondering, or the things that you think are discouraging. We would definitely like to hear from the landlords.
All right, fantastic. And I just want to say, landlords, you know, people think if somebody live here necessarily. Landlords can be that you have family people away and you have a house here, and maybe you're working through a agency that's taking care of your property or whatever. As long as they have whatever authorization by way of power of attorney or whatever, they can act on the landlord owner's behalf as the landlord here. The bottom line is it's not hard. It's just ask a question and they will give you the answer and even point you in the right direction if it's something that you need to get to come in. Okay? All right? Yeah. So it's definitely an opportunity for those who have housing stock that is not out there and being used. And I can give you from my experience, somebody may have something else to say, but I can give you from my experience that there are people out there who are looking for homes who will come in, live in your place, take care of it, and otherwise be a good tenant. And of course, as landlords, we have our responsibilities too. And we have the inspections that they do when they come in. You got to make sure that there's no outlets that don't have on covers or this or that. If make sure your fire extinguisher is up to date, those type of things. But that's safety and health and wellness in terms of making sure that it's a how should I say a wholesome arrangement.
A healthy home.
Yeah.
A healthy home for the families. And I appreciate your support, Mr. Canton. And that's really important that we establish a healthy home for the families. And yes, there are requirements, and we can walk you through that. Most times after we do that, most landlords are very much satisfied that we were able to help them to improve the integrity of their rental property. And that's our only goal, just to make sure that it's healthy for the families that are going to live there. And in that vein, though, we also make sure that you're being paid. And we do this via direct deposit. We don't print checks anymore and hand them out to our landlords so that they spend most of their morning in the bank. We want to make sure that you receive your payment on time and as quickly as possible. So we do that by direct deposit. So you don't have to think about whether or not the check is going to come or if the postman is going to show up today. It's going to hit your bank account on the first of the month. If the first is a holiday, we hit it on the second because the banks are closed. But for the most part, you're going to get that money on the first of the month, and we ensure that it's timely and it's also stable because these are normally working families in our community who are just looking for an opportunity to have a healthy home so that they could raise their families. Most of us have been afforded that opportunity, and we want to continue that at the Virgin Islands Housing Authority. And that's why residence and wellness is so important, because while they have the healthy home, we want to ensure that we have given them all the support they need to achieve that or do even better and move on to other things like home ownership, that sort of thing. And that's why we roll in our family self-sufficiency program that's on the residence and wellness as well.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, well, it's great to have you all in here, okay? And I'm inviting you back from time to time because, there's so many things competing for the interest in our community. It's great to come back every now and then and just do a refresh in the community, all right? And, yeah, landlords, that's right. You heard what she said. An XYZ date every month, you could go there and check, and the money is in the bank.
And as Ms. Anthony just mentioned, the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, Ms. Safari Emmanuel is one of the first people that people encounter when they go inside the communities themselves. She offers referrals to people who may have a goal of one day becoming a homeowner, right? So even if maybe one day you may not be someone who may be renting from a landlord, maybe one day you could yourself become a landlord. And the possibilities are there because, with the Bright Path plan, it gives you that opportunity to move from one particular area where you are all the way to a goal that you inevitably want to reach to.
Right. Well, it's clear in this administration they're focusing on every level all the way up to home ownership. So it's nice when you see that there's a plan from one side all the way to the other side. It's not just focus on one thing in that regard. You're going to say something with that?
Now that he mentioned the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, we have Ms. Franklin, who is not able to come to us. But, however, her number is 340-473-9138. She is
Say it again and say it slow.
340-473-9138. She's the FSS coordinator. And like she says, she likes to make people's dream come true. I just have to put that in there because she likes to say that, which is true. Sometimes people, with the FSS program, for short, she works with them on their goals. So you might not be able to their goal might not be able to buy a house or buy a land, but maybe they want to finish school, maybe they might want to buy a car, whatever your goal at the end of the program, which typically 5 to 7 years, she works with them throughout that time. And a big part of the program is escrowing, which escrow is like, say if, let me use an example. Say if, they first started the program, they wasn't working, they were getting $0 in rent. That's what they were paying. Then they start working, then they probably start paying $200 in rent. A portion of that going to a savings account of their own money. So at the end of the 5 to 7 years, they will be able to get a check, a big, nice fat check. It could be sometimes $10,000, $15,000, and they can decide what they want to do with their money once they accomplish their original goal that they had in mind. So I just want to let the public know that. Also, the program is for housing choice voucher participants and public-based housing, as well as like individuals that might live in Louis Brown or Prophet Hill. So yes, so definitely.
Time just flies. We got a little bit over 5 minutes left, okay? And I am just looking forward to when you folks come back in here to talk about some of the after action information that you have to share based on your interaction with the folks in the community, okay? I am looking forward to that, and I'm sure that the community will definitely benefit by hearing that. So this Saturday at Aria Diaz, what's going on?
8 to 12, we have a Wellness Day event.
All right.
We're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to, seeing the people out in the community, taking advantage of the resources. Because we, as the St. Croix community, we have so much resources within our community.
All right.
And just to remind you guys, the resident council elections are coming up August 22nd to 25th. Like I mentioned earlier, we're having Williams Delight and Arodias in St. Croix, and then St. Thomas gonna be Pearson Gardens and Estate Bavoni. Like I mentioned earlier, applications are due next week, the 27th. So make sure you sign up. And my phone number is 340-690-5171. Look forward to your calls.
And when you see Mr. Brown on Saturday at the Wellness Day event, you could come up to him because he will be having applications there.
For sure.
Yeah, join the team,
All right, good thing. Anyhow, we have we have some resources here, but we have limited resources, as I have to put it. We just can have to do with what we have to do it. Anyhow, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give some of my resources away. First of all, if you want to share it,
nice.
And if you want to share it, sir,
gifts.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gooseberry. Okay. All right. If I had known how many people were coming, everybody would have get.
Wow.
Okay. So.
Thank you.
Anyhow, but what you do?
Bribery.
Huh?
Bribery.
No. But since I don't. Well, we have to keep in touch, because there's a lot more where that came from. So if you identify the people, then you could get it to them after the fact, just coordinating and definitely send some to St. Thomas. we got your back, Director. We got your back. All right, good thing.
I appreciate it.
All right, good thing.
And we just want to say thank you once again, Doug, for giving us this platform for us to come and engage with your listening audience. And we won't be strangers. We promise we will definitely be back once again.
Okay.
So, warm thank you. Much appreciated.
All right. Well, y'all don't run away right this minute,
Okay.
because we're going to close out here for the other folks to come in. But I just got to make sure we got proper coordination before we head on down the road. Now, folks, we've had a wonderful day here today. All these bright faces, all this energy, and I know you all just popping out there in radio land and internet land based on just the energy that's exuding out of WSTX here today. But don't be so happy that you forget to do your random acts of kindness. All right? Make sure you do it. And if you're feeling kind of bored, make sure you do some premeditated acts of kindness. You won't be called on the carpet in Congress, and the DOJ will come and look you up and everything else. They encourage this type of activity. Okay, so definitely, love's in need of love every day. So please, folks, share the love. And along those lines, I'm going to leave out of here with some music while I do my thing with these folks in the meantime. So, hey, just know the Virgin Islands is a wonderful place to be. You have all types of things that other people spend thousands of dollars to come here and enjoy. So make sure that you take care of what you got, because take care is always better than don't care. All right. And with that, I'm gonna leave you with this thing here. This song called "En la VI." In the VI, folks. Only one place like this. All right, here we go.
Yo quiero invitarte, ven conmigo a celebrar la belleza de este paraíso. Y si yo pudiera ganar tu corazón, yo lo ganaría con una sonrisa. Y es que lo que quiero, que usen la ocasión, ven a disfrutar en la vía. Vamos a reír, vamos a bailar. Ven conmigo a la vía, en la vía, en la vía, en la vía, en la vía. Tú la pasas bonito en la vía, en la vía, en la vía, en la vía, en la vía. El cuerpo se da rico en la vía. Con sus verdes valles y su lindo mar, belleza que no se puede de igualar. Y no te sorprendas si tú al pasar, gente te salude bien cordial. Y es que lo que quiero, que use la ocasión, ven a disfrutar en la vía.
AM 970 WSTX and more continuous music variety.
Hughes Photo in the Sunny Isle Shopping Center has been a household name on St. Croix for over 25 years and is still standing firm in meeting the needs of the community. Passport and immigration photos, restoration, business cards. Plus, Hughes Photo can handle all your prints from your digital cameras, phones, CDs, USB drives, and portraits. Hughes Photo, locally owned, takes pride in our work. And if you want it done right, see the experts at Hughes Photo in Sunny Isle Shopping Center. Call us at 340